Hey guys, it's been a few months with my Thai Middlechild, and it's time to share my thoughts on this amazing bike. Today we're in Sedona on the beautiful Hiline trail, and I can't think of a better trail to showcase what this bike is capable of. I'm an ambassador for RSD, so this is not an unbiased review. Maybe think of it as a commercial and then you won't be annoyed. But I'm not here to just sell bikes. I'm here to help you see what this can do and help you know if this is the right bike for you. It's not the right bike for everyone. It's my favorite hardtail. I'll just come out and say it. I've been riding the steel Middlechild before this, and there's a big price difference between the titanium version, and there's actually a significant ride quality difference that I'd like to try to explain. So I'm on a size small. I'm 5'6", and this bike feels like a dirt jumper with a dropper that can climb super well. Got a nice short rear end. This is the same exact geometry as my chromoly version. So if you can't afford the titanium version, but you want the same handling characteristics, get the chromoly version. We got a 415 to 430 adjustable chainstay. We have a 64-degree head angle. I have a 150 pike on this right now. 170 cranks. It's a blast. This bike is solid, no rattles. Got a little bit of a squeaky seat right now, but that's my fault. I love a metal frame on my hardtail because while you should always take care of your bikes, metal frames take some serious abuse. And hardtails, if you got more than one bike, are your fun, throw it around, loan out to a friend bike. And I always feel good loaning this out to a friend, knowing if they tip it over or scratch it, it's not actually gonna scratch. Really like the geometry of this bike. You'd think a 64-degree head angle would climb like garbage, but I put a lot of beginners on this frame, and this slack head angle does nothing to hinder them. They ride it like they've been riding this head angle forever. Also on a hardtail, as your suspension compresses, your head angle gets steeper. So while it may be 64 static, it may be 65 at sag, and then 66 or 67 as you're riding. I really think a slack head angle is crucial for confidence on a hardtail on hard trails. I don't think I'll ever buy a hardtail with a head angle steeper than 65 degrees for myself. I'd even love to try this at 63 just to see what it felt like. I'm here with Dave and my buddy Kenny.
What up?
He's on a Conzo ST, a steel Hanzo. Kenny's been riding for like 4 months and he is killing it.
I'm getting killed, you mean?
I don't recommend this trail on a hardtail no matter what your riding level, but it's what we got and what we're doing today. Ooh. So as you can see, this bike climbs technical terrain extremely well. The small size is really good for putting it where you want it. Really good for tight, low-speed maneuvers. And just places where you really just want to be able to place that bike wherever you want. Part of me is wondering if I should try a medium. I've been experimenting with longer bikes lately, and I've never ridden a medium. It's quite a bit longer than this. So I'd be running a shorter stem. But what I find on longer bikes is it's not as easy to place where you want. It's more stable on really steep downs. and you have to weight the front tire a lot more on corners. And they're usually a little bit more planted in a straight line. But this bike gets a 10 out of 10 for climbing for me. My wife has an Ibis DB9 that I'll be reviewing soon with a 67-degree head angle. And I still prefer climbing on this bike, even though the numbers would suggest the steeper head angle would be a better climber. It's just different, but I definitely like the slack head angle. Also, seat angle does not matter nearly as much on a hardtail as it does on a full suspension, because as that front suspension sags, the seat angle steepens. For really flat Midwestern XC style riding, the Middlechild would be fine, but I'd probably go with something like a Sargent for that stuff. It's just a little bit more distance oriented. This is more technical, playful, getting over really gnarly stuff. So I alluded to it earlier that the Thai bike feels different from the steel bike. First off, it is noticeably lighter. It accelerates a lot quicker. I'm a lot less fatigued on big rides. Most steel aggressive hardtails are not lightweight. You can build lightweight steel bikes, but they usually don't have 64-degree head angles. So whether it's a Chromag or an RSD or a Stanton or something like that, or a production Privé, it's going to be heavy. But these Thai versions are noticeably lighter. It also has a different ride quality. I don't know if it's because the tubing's thinner or what, but this bike is a lot more supple. The steel Middlechild is a stiff bike. It doesn't flex a whole lot. I've ridden aluminum bikes that are softer than it, one or two, but most aluminum bikes are still stiffer than the chromoly version. But this is noticeably more forgiving than the steel version. It beats you up a little bit less. I wouldn't say it's flexy, but it doesn't transmit vibration to your legs like the steel one does as much. Now don't get me wrong, the steel one still feels great and it's steel, but it's a stiff, sturdy steel. It's not a supple steel on the Middlechild. But this still has the same great get up and go. Accelerates real well. It's not floppy. It's just forgiving, and it just feels great. It has a really great ride quality. And I gotta show you the build quality. This hand-built frame is insane. The welds are absolutely perfect. We're at the top. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10 for climbing. Such a good climbing bike, especially on this technical stuff. Here we are at the top of Hiline. Let's take a look at this bike. These welds are flawless. So good. The titanium shows fingerprints and sweat and dirt. The raw finish, I like the raw matte brushed finish. I'm running an Exo Eagle shifter, an Exo Eagle derailleur, and an Exo Eagle cassette. Race face turbine 170 mil cranks, an absolute black oval chainring, which I love. SRAM guide RSC brakes with a 180 rear and a 200 front. Running 3.0 high roller 2s up front, 2.8 DHR 2s in the rear with cush core front and rear, which makes a big difference on this type of trail. I'm riding 1UP's carbon bars, which I seem to like, and a Pike Ultimate, a 2020 Pike Ultimate. That's my favorite fork I've ever ridden so far. And I have an Onyx rear hub. Pretty simple bike for simple fun in the mountains. If you haven't seen my video with Andrew Taylor, go check that out. That was a fun day. So the secret here is to take it wide and then drop in. And that's a piece of cake. It's Kenny's first time on this trail, so we're gonna be going slow and sessioning some stuff. But this bike just goes wherever I want it to. Woo! That was sweet. Oh, this trail is so flowy right here. This bike is so playful. Like I said, it feels like a dirt jumper. Super short rear end, so manuals, bunny hops are super easy and fun. And on a trail like this, the plus tires, I run them about 15 to 14 PSI. Maybe a little more if I feel them rolling just a little. But that really smooths out all these square edge rocks. And this new pike is so controlled and so smooth. I like it more than my Fox 36 and my MRP ribbon. A lot more. Woo! Yeah. My wife showed me that jump line the other day. Pretty awesome seeing her hitting these bonus jumps. If you've got a lady in your life who rides or you're trying to get her hooked, have them subscribe to my wife's channel, Dusty Betty. It's all about women's mountain biking and it really helps the ladies get stoked to ride. A little bit lumpy here. Stay right of this tree. Oh, such a fun bike. Corners, 10 out of 10. This thing corners so well. Playful factor, 10 out of 10 for sure. Such a playful bike. What's this bike not good at? Let's see. I probably wouldn't XC race it, but it'd be okay at that. Not meant for that. Seriously though, this thing you can hook. You can do all sorts of crazy stuff. So, this is a 12-foot vertical wall. Richie Rude pedaled around that corner and coasted up it. You got to see it on his Instagram. It's absolutely insane. Most people are too scared to come down it, and he went up it. Absolutely insane. All right, here we got some options. This is noticeably softer than my, oops, there's the optional line. Down there. That's rowdy, and then you continue down. We're gonna take the, I actually think it's more fun to take the easier line down. Right through here, follow Kenny. But this ride is a lot more forgiving on this bike than it was on my steel one. You got it, you got it, look ahead. Yeah, nicely done, Kenny.
Sat on the rear tire.
Nice. Nicely done, brother. Yeah, this trail gets down to business down here. So fun. Such a beautiful trail. Not much else to say about this bike. I'm loving it. It's lighter, it's more compliant than the steel one. It is significantly more expensive. And I get that a lot of you won't have the budget for or care to spend the money on that, and that's okay. But if you want the ultimate hardtail experience, you've got to try a titanium frame, especially one with aggressive geometry like this RSD Middlechild. What a blast. As always, remember you can save 5% on any RSD bike using my coupon code PARTY. That helps support this channel and it helps RSD know that you're watching. Hop online, they have a chat feature where you can chat with Alex, the owner of the company. Super cool dude. He's on there almost every day and he's there to answer any questions, and I really like that. I hate emailing bike companies with questions and them taking 2 weeks to get back. Super nice dude. Go as slow as you want, lots of front brake. It's easier than... All right, here's the sketchiest part of this whole trail that most people cut out of their videos. This is scary on any bike. Woo, yeah. Oh, that's scary. It's noticeably softer on this bike than my steel one, I'm surprised. I'm also riding a lot slower than when I rode with Andrew. Punch down, lots of front brake. More front brake. Yeah, dude. And here we are at the end of the trail. Front brake. You're gonna wanna walk this. Woo! And that is the RSD Middlechild tie on Hiline. Man, what a fun day. This bike was a champ on it. I'm gonna try a size medium next, and I'm gonna give up some nimble steering in the corners. I'm gonna give up a little bit of the dirt jump feel for a little more straight line, big steep drop in stuff like that this trail would be great at. I'm not sure it's gonna be an improvement, so stay tuned. I'm gonna order a medium, try it out and let you know what I think, and then I'll be able to give you guys some better size recommendations when you're asking me what size to get on your RSD. Thanks for watching. That was an absolute blast. I love this trail. I love this bike. The only thing I'd change about this bike is I'd like to try it with a slightly lower bottom bracket, maybe a ½ centimeter to a centimeter lower. I love a low bottom bracket. They corner really well. This bike still corners extremely well, but I wonder even how much better it could be with a slightly lower bottom bracket. But I'm getting nitpicky. I'd probably want braze-ons for this too, so I could run a rack on it and have this as my bike packing bike. Such a versatile bike. Titanium's not cheap, and for most people, hardtail is their second bike, so they're not gonna justify the price. But man, if you ever get the chance to ride a Thai hardtail, a good one, you'll be amazed at its ride characteristics. There's a party in the mountains, and you guys are always invited. Oh, this bike is so fun, so playful. Best manualing bike I've found yet. We're on Baldwin Trail, heading home.